If you like trans women, you enjoy this video. Stay tuned for some history on the trans community. Hola love, it's me, Paula de Monaco, back with another fabulous video exploring the world of the transgender community. Today we are diving into some historical context about transgender women. Because believe it or not, we've been around long before Instagram filters and contouring tutorials. So before we spill the tea on history, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and let's get into it.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
And now it's time for some transgender history. And it's older than you think. Newsflash, transgender people aren't Gen Z invention. In fact, gender variance has been around for centuries, long before Wi-Fi or TikTok even existed. It's true, many cultures have recognized and embraced gender-diverse individuals long before modern-day labels. Let's dive into the fascinating stories of those who've been ahead of their time, breaking all the gender norms. Let's start with the Hijra, South Asia's gender mavericks. For centuries, the Hijra community in South Asia has been rocking gender norms.
In India, Hijra have a recorded history of more than 4,000 years. Royal courts held them in high regard, and sacred Hindu texts describe them in bright sari and delicate jewelry, bestowing them with special powers to bring luck and fertility.
These transgender, intersex, and gender non-conforming folks have held significant cultural roles from spiritual leaders to advisors in royal courts. Back in the days, they were revealed, but of course, when colonialism arrived, thanks to the British, everything changed. Suddenly, they were criminalized just for being, well, different. Fast forward to today, and while the Hijras have some legal recognition as a third gender in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Nepal, they still face discrimination, social stigma, and lack of access to jobs and healthcare, unfortunately. But hey, they still kicking ass in the arts of activism, proving their resilience every step of the way. Also in Asia, the Thailand's Kathoey, more than just lady boys. Thailand isn't just famous for its beaches and street food, it's also home of the Kathoey or lady boys, who have been part of Thai society for centuries. These transgender women and gender non-conforming individuals have had roles in entertainment, beauty pageants, and even mainstream media. Thailand has long celebrated them, but don't be fooled, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. While Kathoeys are pretty much a staple on TV, legal recognition is still lacking, unfortunately. They face challenges like employment discrimination and lack of official gender recognition. Thailand loves its late boys, just not enough to give them all the legal rights they deserve. And now we are back to the Americas. Let's talk about the Two-Spirit. Indigenous cultures were way ahead of us. And here's a mind blower. Indigenous North American cultures have been way ahead of the game. They've embraced Two-Spirit people for centuries. The term is modern, but the concept is ancient. Two-Spirit individuals were often seen as healers, leaders, and spiritual guides, embodying both masculine and feminine qualities. But when colonization hit, you guessed it, thanks again Europeans, Two-Spirit people were pushed to the margins. Today, indigenous activists are working hard to reclaim Two-Spirit identities, merging tradition with modern LGBTQ+ advocacy. So, the next time someone tries to tell you that trans identities are new, remind them that Two-Spirit people were walking long before hashtags were even a thing. And now, transgender royals. Gender diversity in the palace. Let's take it up a notch with some transgender royals. Yes, royals. The idea that gender diversity has always existed in fancy palaces might sound like something out of a fairy tale, but it is real. Let's meet some royal figures who didn't play by the gender rules. Now let's go to the Roman Empire. Elagabalus, the Roman emperor from 218 to 122 didn't just challenge Roman gender norms. He went all in. Elagabalus reportedly preferred being called lady instead of lord, and even offered rewards for anyone who could help with transition-related surgeries. Talk about living authentically centuries before the word transgender was even a thing. Fast forward to the 17th century, and we meet Queen Christina of Sweden. Known for her unconventional ways, Christina was often seen wearing men's clothing and once said, "I'm neither male nor hermaphrodite, as some people in the world have passed me for." Was she non-binary? Maybe, but she certainly didn't fit in any typical gender boxes. Jumping to the 20th century, we have Sir Ewan Forbes, a Scottish aristocrat born in 1912. Assigned female at birth, Ewan transitioned and fought a legal battle to inherit his family's title. His history is a significant moment in transgender history, right in the midst of high society. The 18th and 19th centuries saw many rebels who were way ahead of their time. Like back in the 17th and 1800s, people were living their lives as women, despite being assigned male at birth. But don't expect rainbows or pride parades. Society wasn't exactly welcoming. So most of their stories appear in legal or medical records. You know, the ones people only keep when they are being super nosy. Still, these folks were rebels before their time, showing us that gender has always been way more flexible than people like to admit. The 20th century, visibility, surgery, and the fight for rights.
A 26-year-old ex-GI arrives home from Denmark where doctors converted him into a woman.
Fast forward to the 1950s, enter Christine Georgeson, the first American widely known for undergoing gender-affirming surgery. She basically became the blueprint, bringing transgender experiences into the mainstream conversation.
I don't have any plans at the moment, and I thank you all for coming, but I think it's too much. Fine, thank you very much.
By the second half of the 20th century, activism for transgender rights started growing. The Compton's Cafeteria Riot in 1966, when trans women in San Francisco stood up against police harassment. 3 years later, in 1969, the Stonewall Riots. Yes, honey, trans women were there, and don't let anyone erase that from the LGBTQ+ history. Now, some important things to keep in mind. Language evolves. The way we describe gender has changed. So, don't go around slapping modern labels on people from 500 years ago. History can be biased. A lot of historical records were written by people who had no clue or no respect, so information can be incomplete. Cultural differences exist. What's considered trans in one culture may not be the same somewhere else, and that's okay. Now let's talk about something kinda sad. Fetishization. The trainee chaser phenomenon. Okay, now let's address the elephant in the room. Or rather, the creepy guys lurking at trans bars. Some men see transgender women as nothing more than a fetish. They hit up trans clubs, hunting for a hookup, like they are in some kind of a exotic safari. We call these guys trainee chasers. And before anyone gets offended, let me be clear. Trainee is a slur when used against trans people. But in this case, it's fair game to describe these thirsty dudes. Look, honey, there are plenty of amazing transgender women in adult entertainment and sex work, and they're making an honest living. But just because some trans women work in those industries doesn't mean all trans women do. Trans women deserve love, not just lust. At the end of the day, trans women are not your fantasy, your secret, or your fetish. We are human beings. Just like everyone else, we want love, respect, and meaningful connections. Not just one night stand with some guy who has a thing for trans girls, but won't even hold her hand in public. And there you have it, a little history, a little sarcasm, and a whole lot of truth. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Be good. Bye, love.